Love it. Hi, babes. Hi, Lucy.
Yay. Woo, no surprise.
Awesome.
Amazing. Just by how was Pia? It was amazing, Liz.
Oh, it was great.
Yeah.
It was. We did a hike, and full honesty, my legs are a little tired.
I love it. Like, I would never call that a hike. Went for a little walk to the waterfall.
We went for a stroll in Emily's park, and for me, I'm like, my legs hurt.
It was amazing.
But it was great. Like, we shot a couple videos. Emily shot a video today.
It's fun.
Crushed it.
Oh my god.
Just putting that out there. I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard the reviews.
Yeah.
I've heard the reviews.
It's actually, it just goes to show, honestly, like the reason, like I had Preston behind the camera being like, yeah. It makes such a massive difference. It just goes to show environment and mentors and coaches, like just having the support system, how much more you get out of yourself from it.
And just giving yourself permission to play.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Like, we were having a conversation beforehand about, like, videos don't have to be so thought out. They can just be like, what's on your heart right now? Mm-hmm. Share it, go.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the video that I sort of shot on today as well was around like perfection and around having, we put so many barriers like in front of ourselves, especially in business, for things to look a certain way and be a certain way before we decide to actually take action. So that's kind of what today was about. And these guys are amazing at this. They're just shooting every 5 seconds and picking things up and just going. So such a massive lesson for all of us. Okay, so it's 7:05 nearly. So I want to jump in. Now we're just talking about videos 10 minutes ago. Awesome. So yeah, we can touch on videos a little bit. If you guys have any specific questions, maybe just shoot them through. I really want this call to, I want to touch base with each of you a little bit and just check in with where you're at with your goals. Obviously this is kind of our halfway point, so I want to see where you're at. But I really wanted to, jump at the opportunity to have this beautiful woman with us and just share. So today I wanted to actually chat, we're going to chat a little bit about collaboration. This is a common theme. Obviously you girls will all know I'm really passionate about this topic. And so I really wanted to jump on and just have a little bit of a riff around that. Yeah. Just kind of some how-tos, in terms of relationship building, networking, and collaboration for business, because this is super, super important. So if you guys have any specific questions on that, send them through. And then we're also going to do a really quick, maybe just a few minute little hot seat with one of you girls on this topic. So yeah, if you have any specific questions, send them through. So we're just going to kind of have a bit of a chat around it. I would love to know, obviously with you guys kind of rising up and really doing good things in your business at the moment. You mentioned you would be approached quite a lot to be collaborated with. So I think it'd be really helpful for, obviously a lot of these girls are at the earlier stages of the business. So it's more seeking collaboration than being collaborated with. Do you have any maybe like how-tos or like how to do something not to's in forming relationships and being like, what you look for in collaborations? Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is a lot of people start with collaboration and say, what's in it for me? Like, what can I get? And we'll look for specific people in their industry that will help put them on, right? And yes, absolutely do that. But your first thought should be, what's in it for them? How can I create massive amounts of value for this human being so that it's a hell yes.
Yeah.
And I've had people write emails where I'm reading this email and it's clearly all about them. And it's like, here's what you coming on my podcast is going to do for me. And you're going to share it on your network. And I'm like, this is not enticing at all. Like,
I'm not into that.
Yeah. So what's the work that you're actually doing?
Yeah.
And then I've had emails come through where it's like, for instance, your email came through and it was like, hey, here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm open to. Here's what I'd love to do. I'd love to put you in front of my community. And it was like a hell yes.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer. So the way you structured that was really profound in a way, because it was, I literally read it and I bookmarked it to write back. I'm like, this is a hell yes, no-brainer. I don't even have to look you up.
Yeah.
It was like, done.
Yeah.
It was so easy. So I think the biggest thing when you're new is, we all know the power of collaboration because you instantly get like dropped into somebody's community. And if that person has developed deep trust within their community, then it's like, they're going to love you because, obviously you're kind of like co-signing that person.
Yeah.
And I think what we can do is we can look at the people out there that we're really interested in or aligned with their message and say, how can I provide a hell of amount of value for them? One, before they even know who I am.
Yeah.
So this is the big one that a lot of people miss. They have a book out buy their book, promote their book on your social media, tag them in it, tag like a really awesome interview that they did and say, wow, just listen to this interview. So-and-so is amazing. You should totally check them out.
Yeah.
So then let's say if it's me, write me 2 weeks later and you've already shared one of my things or two of my things, and I look you up, I'm like, wow, this person's like legit supporter. And it's like a no-brainer. I see what type of person you are. I appreciate that you're all about creating value. And now it's that law of reciprocity where it's like, I'll do something for you because you clearly did it without asking for anything in return first. And like that is the thing that most people miss is be like a secret service agent beforehand where they don't even know you're doing it and just give, and then give value with an ask.
Yeah, I love that. And I love what a couple of things you were saying there. And firstly was like, you know, who is aligned, like who is aligned with what you're doing. And that also, you know, obviously stands for getting clear on what it is you stand for, like what is your business about first and foremost. And then really having that laser focus, like, okay, who's already doing that or in that space that is aligned with me. Because there's nothing worse than a collaboration, especially, you know, in the conscious business space. If you're thinking about collaborating and it's like, hey, I'm going to collaborate with McDonald's, or like, you know, obviously.
That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, like someone that has a big brand or profile, or if it's like an ambassador, you know, if you have a product and you're thinking about ambassadors for your product, and it's someone who is not aligned with the value, then like that's obviously a nightmare. So being super clear on what your business stands for and who you are, which is kind of what we covered the other week, and looking for that in people you want to build relationships with or collaborate with. And also, like you were saying, that giving that value, and that again is kind of that planning and looking ahead and seeing how can I show up in advance if I'm even thinking that's someone who I'm interested in working with, or I love that. We love that. Okay, great. And so what are, so when obviously we sort of touched on that in terms of some of the definitely don'ts, and that's kind of the asking sort of straight out with absolutely information. And also another one of those was like, I loved that, was making it really relevant for when you're writing the email. So really having done the research. So like, even if you haven't shared, like obviously all of that stuff is great, but how can you have at least looked through this stuff, making it personal? What is something you love that they've done? And really, you know, and I think also it's really like thinking about sometimes just keeping it so simple, like putting yourself in that seat of the other person. Like, what, like, like, what would you be inclined to respond to?
Like you're busy, you get a ton of requests. What would you say hell yes to? And I want to tell a funny story. There's this little girl who made a video for me. She's 7 years old. I think I Insta-storied it. And this little girl had her mom film her. She's starting her own podcast for kids. It's called the Dream Big Podcast, right? So this little 7-year-old makes this cute video. She's sitting on the couch. Her mom's videotaping her. She's like, hi, Alexi. My name's Olivia, and I have a podcast called Dream Big. She's got like hand movements. And the best thing was, like, this girl knew how to enroll. And she told me how long it would take. She knew, she did her research. She goes, I would love to bring young people to know what you're up to with Epic, your nonprofit, and with Soul School and your bridge work. She did like everything.
I just got chills a little bit.
And she goes, we can either do it by phone or by Skype. She's like, we can do it on whatever time schedule you want, and it'll only be 15 minutes. Like she literally laid out. So for me, in my head, normally podcasts in like half hour to an hour, right? She's like 15 minutes by phone or Skype, and there's no pressure on time. So I'm like, great, I can do it after the tour. That was a hell yes. You know, it's like, how can I not be? It's
7 years old.
Like 7 years. My God. And like she made it so compelling, and she was so cute, but she nailed everything. Like she spoke to every single thing that would be an excuse for me. I don't have time, or I'm busy, I'm on the road. She hasn't done her research. She's a little kid. She knows what she's doing. You know, and the fact that she did her research and gave me specifically what I needed to know, all the information I needed to make a decision. It was like, this girl is awesome.
I love that. And I also think as well, there's kind of like that bridge between like that, where you have everything up front, but also like not making it so long as well, right? Like I think sometimes it's also kind of good to like do what, like, are you interested enough to know more? Like rather than trying to give like everything, you know, all up front. Like obviously answering all of those queries and making that super easy. But sometimes I see people giving so much information, like this whole big, and then you open the email, it's already this big, and
I don't want to read it.
You don't want to read it.
I bookmark it and I never come back to it. Ever. Like make the email this big, give me a compelling subject line, and make me want to learn more. But give me like the bullet point. Here's what it is. Here's how it benefits you. Here's what I need from you in order to make this benefit you. Let me know if you want more details. Would love to collaborate. Boom.
And I mean, you know, just for a little bit of background in terms of why I'm even sitting with Alexi right now, is like I knew that they were coming. I saw the press and Alexi were coming to do the Bridge Experience, which they did this weekend, which Sion was a part of. And, you know, I'd been following their work for a long time, and I already knew 6 months ago I was going to be going to this weekend. And I just reached out and said, hey, you know, I really love what you're doing. I see you're coming down here. I would love to throw an event, the community, and sort of, you know, I knew that would be hopefully a win for them, and you know, knew that they were coming and had my eye on what they were doing, and you know, and now they've come down here and we've had lots of time together, and it's been amazing. And I think it's also, you know, one of the things I think that stops people from actually doing that is kind of almost this like fear and this like, that person's so.
Like, who am I?
Who am I? Yeah.
Who am I to reach out to them? And it's so awesome what you did, because so many people are like Preston and I, where we travel the world and we travel so much that we love actually meeting people who are here and like deep in community. Because then we're not just sitting in a hotel or an Airbnb even just by ourselves. We like to actually be with people who live in these places and explore with them and see their culture through their eyes. And what's really powerful for you guys, and this is all kind of stuff in the works, just from, you know, spending time with Emily and seeing how she works and being involved in the Conscious Boss event that happened on Thursday, we're now talking about other collaborations down the road. That's like a no-brainer for us, because now we're friends. You know, and it's like, of course. You know, and all it took was an email from you. Imagine if you held back and said, who am I to write them? Like, we're just people too. You know, and we're always looking for other cool people to connect with. And you have that in your heart. You're like, well, I'm dope too. Like, I have stuff to offer them. I have this amazing community, so why wouldn't I reach out? And for any of you guys out there, your business, you have to be that confident and sure in your business and your vision and lead with that. You really get to go, shit, I've got something amazing. I've got a great product. I've got a great mission. I've got great context, like who I am and how I show up. This is valuable for this person, and I can't wait to share it with you. Like, I can't wait to get you into my offer. And like, when you come from that space, you can't help but be inspired by that. You know, like, there was no room for me to doubt who you were in your email. Like, I read your email and I was like, cool. Like, I already knew you were a professional just from how you wrote your email. You know, it wasn't like, oh, well, maybe if you guys have time, it was like, hey, would love for you. Like, you were just like, hey, here's what I've got. It's a value. You're probably going to be interested in it. Assume it. Assume that, right? And write from that space. And the assumption works.
And it's also like knowing as well what's a win for you as well. I think it's like you need to be clear on like where you're at and what's going to be a win for you in terms of the collaboration. Like, are you wanting, you know, kind of, do you have an expectation, or are you just at least an awareness around like, is this going to be something that's going to benefit me? Where am I at the stage of my business? Like, do I need a brand ambassador? Am I looking for brand exposure? Like, am I wanting clients? What is the win for you? Because that's going to allow you to actually know what to reach for and when, and then also, you know, to be able to review, okay, was that good for me? Like, did that work? And it's not like it's all strategy, but obviously we're talking about business, and then it becomes, you know, then it becomes friends, and you know, everyone is just a human at the end of the day.
Totally.
I'm losing you guys, but this is exactly where we're at. I love it so far. I can't wait to hear the rest.
Awesome.
Okay, when you say you're losing us, can everybody else hear us? Can you maybe just give us a yes?
Let us know.
So Alexi and I just start chatting to ourselves.
We're just having a really great
conversation. Cool, so does anyone want to shoot through any like questions? So I'm going to just have Alexi on for this little beginning bit. So in and out a little. Probably because Preston's in the other room using all the Wi-Fi.
That Preston.
Okay. So does anybody want to have want to ask a little? Oh, okay. We've got someone who wants to chat. Oh, I'm like hot and sweaty. Did anyone want to ask a question? We're going to also do we're going to do one hot seat. So the first person 2, slightly dicey. Okay.
Someone said all good though.
Missed the beginning. Okay. It's recording, so you'll all be able to at least get it at the end, hopefully.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got someone talking. Does someone want to ask Alexi a question? You have access to a little hot seat situation.
Question.
You can unmute and ask away, or you can chat and I can unmute you.
Pressure.
If someone would like to ask
Pressure.
a question.
Pressure.
Don't all jump at once.
Yeah.
This
It's
is your minute.
Yeah.
Pressure.
So while we're waiting for that, I'd love to just touch on the fact and give you guys a little challenge. I don't know all your businesses, obviously, but I do know that collaboration can support any single one of you. So make a list of 5 people, 5 ideal collaborators that you can reach out to within the next week. And just do it. Like, the more you do it, the less scary it becomes. And remember, give them so much value. Like, how can you make it a hell yes, a fuck yes for them, where it's like they don't even have to think about it. And then make sure you're coming from a place where you're just totally enrolling in who you are and your vision, and you know you've got something so amazing that they need to be a part of. So 5 people, 1 week challenge.
There it is. Oh, that's amazing, and I actually had written that down.
Taking our work.
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. And this is best. Like, it's just, what is the best way to reach out? Email. Okay, so yeah, I mean, look, we live in a technology age. That's often nearly the only. Do these need to be 5 people? Karishma, do you mean like, could it be businesses, or you mean, is that what the question is? Yeah, so it could be 5 brands. It could be a PR company you want to align with a brand. People. So it could be business as well. And what's your thoughts on reaching out? I mean, I personally, it's really, email is, you don't really want it to be on like Facebook or anything like that, right?
I think email's most professional. People reach out to me on Facebook and Instagram, and if you have a big following, that's a good way to reach out, because I'm automatically going to click on your thing, and I'm going to check you out. I'm going to do a little Google stalking, right?
That's interesting, because I've often thought about like reaching out to people with like that I follow on Instagram, and I'm like, oh, they're never going to, that feels to me like, oh, they're not going to read that. Or so you would still read that? Yeah, I still read it. Cool. I don't read like Facebook Messenger. I don't really go through. My assistant goes through that, and she responds to people as her, and then she'll let me know if I need to respond to anybody, just because there's too much that comes through. And I think anyone who's of a high profile, their inbox is a mess. Instagram, not so much. So Instagram is kind of like the new frontier, because direct messaging, people don't really do that. So I think you have a better chance to reach out to bigger people on Instagram, because you don't always have their email. Absolutely. Yeah, getting the email is the hardest part of it. It is. But I would say if you can reach out to them on email, that's the best way. And give them a way to check into who you are. Give them social proof of who you are, so that they're like, okay, this person's for real. They're legit, you know? Yeah, and I know when I reached out to you, we have a few like mutual friends. So it's kind of like, hey, I know these girls. And that, you know, it's like you're instantly kind of associated through that. Yeah, that was great. So if there's any way of doing that when you're reaching, especially with people. And the social proof, I think I put some links to some events that I've done, and sort of show I mean, they might not click on it, they might not see it, but at least it's there, and they can actually look further into you. Okay, what if you don't have a good following yet, but you still want to reach out by Instagram? I think this is what we're having a hard time with at the moment. Okay. So I think personally, if you don't have a huge following, you have to address that. You have to address that, because for me, somebody who's developed a following, I'm going to look for a following, especially if you're saying, hey, here's what I'm going to do for you. My instant thought is, okay, well, what is it? But let's say you're a brand and you're like a business that has a physical product. You're like, hey, we're just getting started, just launched this business. Here's a couple pictures. Send me pictures of the thing. I think it would be totally aligned with your message. I love this video that you did that mentioned authenticity, and we have this cool t-shirt that talks about authenticity. You know what I'm saying? Like, connect it. You really then have to do your research to connect it to something that person is about. And if you can connect it, then that person is more apt to go, oh, okay, they really know me. And that's, now you've made a connection with me. And now, because you made a connection and I am like, okay, this person's human. They've done their research. They're definitely putting in the work. I am more apt to click on it and to see who you are. And the thing is, as well, is it's like, you just have to start with where you're at. Like, you know, it's like, address the things that are going to make it better for you moving forward. But at the same time, there's never the right time to go, okay, now I have 10,000 followers, I can start looking to collaborate, because so often these things are actually the things that are going to help you. And so maybe it's not you reaching out to someone with 50,000 followers.
Yeah.
Maybe you're reaching out to the person with 3. Yeah. Maybe you're reaching out to someone who's actually genuinely in your community. You know, there's always ways that you can collaborate. Maybe it's just looking for products to collaborate with to build your following, doing giveaways, or wherever you're at, there's a relevant collaboration for, you know, where you're at and what you can offer in return for potential collaborators.
Yeah. I would love to touch on 2 things that you just said. Karina asked a question that this is a perfect segue in. Karina asked about, you know, being in the beginning stages and the fear that comes in. Look at where your following is at number-wise and find people. You can go on Icona Square, ICONO Square.com, and you can check out other people and their followings in different categories. So lifestyle, health, fitness, quotes. I mean, they have sports and athletes. Like, they have all these different fashion. Yeah. And you can check out influencers and see their followings. So then you find somebody within, you know, 5 to 10,000 of your following, because they're in the same ballpark. Yeah. And you say, hey, I'm really aligned with what you're doing. I see you're just starting out as well. Would totally love to collaborate in some way. Maybe we can do a cool video or a live together or something. And just find ways that are really creative where you're helping each other rise. And that's what I did early on. Is like, I look for people, like when I had 10,000 followers on Instagram, I found other accounts around 10,000 and I started liking and commenting on all their stuff and being like, love what you're up to. We should totally talk. And those accounts grew just as I grew. And now we're friends, and they help promote my books, and I help promote their stuff. So it's really something that you can grow into together as well. Now, the second thing I want to share is you can collaborate with your fan base. And this is what a lot of people miss. They're always looking for the influencer. Yeah. But if you have raving fans, those are the best people to collaborate with. Now, you collaborate with them in a slightly different way. You say, hey guys, here's what I'm up to. I want to take this brand that you love so much, and I want to take it to the next level. I want to get this mission out into the world. I want it to affect more lives, affect more people, and I want you to be a part of it. So here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for brand ambassadors. I'm looking for people who are part of like the deep tribe. I'm looking for people who really get what I'm up to and be ambassadors of this work, to get the word out. And here's what that looks like. And you literally give them. We did this for our books.
I love that.
And it was awesome. We had 300 people that were like hardcore fans of ours. Hardcore. And we said, we need you to buy our books, post a review, send out, do 3 different social media posts on Facebook and Instagram. We had a list of things for them to do. Yeah. And in return, we gave them some of our time. Yeah. So like private lives, group coaching, like we hooked them up. So they were great because they helped spread the word like wildfire. And that's how our book hit bestseller, because we had a team. A team of people who genuinely already loved us and were basically being salespeople for us for free. Yeah. So you can collaborate with the people that are there, even if it's 2 people. Yeah. Like even if it's your sister and your best friend. Yeah. You know, like,
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Start where you're at. And I love that. And I think that that's actually, especially even more so now in the world that we live in, where influencer marketing is becoming so saturated. Yeah. I think that's actually even more effective, because people are kind of sick of the influence. It's almost not as genuine anymore. Right. So I think that actually collaborating with your fan base is epic.
And no one's doing it. No one's doing it. And like even for Soul School, my monthly membership program, it's so awesome that I don't have to sell it. My people sell it for me. And I tell them, I'm like, hey guys, if you get 3 people to sign up, you get a month for free. Yeah. And I'll just like bump off a month of your membership. So I'm hooking them up, but they're also hooking their friends up, because then their friends can be a part of an amazing community. Yeah. So it's like, it's a win-win for both of us. Yeah. And the book tribe, win-win for both. They get free group coaching from 2 of their favorite people. Yeah. And we got people raving about our book all around the world. Yeah. So win-win.
I love that. That's really... And it's, again, it's kind of putting yourself in that seat of like being the consumer. It's like, what influences you to buy? What influences you to take things seriously and start to recognize? Word of mouth. It's like hearing from your friends and your family and your community. Oh, there's this new thing, or they're saying this is amazing, and you take it seriously. So yeah, I love that. That's an epic flip
Yeah.
of the collaboration piece.
Yeah, because we're so saturated with marketing.
Yeah.
Like it's so heavy in our faces now. We're getting sold so directly, and it's annoying at this point. Where if you told me like, hey, you need to get this thing, I'd be like, cool, I'll get it. Like people tell me about books, and if I respect those people, I buy those books all the time. I go to Amazon, buy instantly, it's at my door the next day. And I am so that person that if you tell me it's awesome, I'm a yes.
Yeah.
I don't need to ask any questions.
Yeah.
And so many people are like that.
Well, I think even now as well, we live in such an information saturated world that actually if someone tells us, it's like one less decision that we need to make. It's like, okay, you say it's good. Okay, great. I don't need to.
Yeah, I don't need to research.
Yeah, that's awesome. I just had a question there. I would love to actually, and it's on collaboration, but it's also on something that we were chatting about today, and something that I chatted about with you girls the week before our break was around the branding and messaging, and just around that piece of being about something bigger than you. I'd love if you, because I know this is such a big part of your message. Yeah. I'd love if you just spoke to that just for a little minute, just around how to incorporate that into the business side of things. Yeah,
I think the biggest thing is, of course, when we're in our businesses, we're looking at the bottom line. We're looking at like, how am I going to survive next month? You know, like, especially when we're in that beginning stage of trying to figure it all out. But I think if you can really focus on a why that's so much bigger than you, a mission that's so much bigger than the mission statement of your business, if you can make it global, and if you can see how your business, your small idea can ripple out and impact the lives of the entire world, if you can connect those two, A, you're going to be a hell of a lot more motivated to get out of bed every single morning when you don't feel like it sometimes. B, you're going to be way more inspiring to people when you're talking about what you're up to, because a bigger vision it's more appealing to people than just like, oh yeah, I'm making conscious clothes, or oh yeah, I'm doing. Okay, cool. Who cares? You and 5 million other companies, right?
Yeah.
Or, oh, I'm doing a health business. Okay, great. You and 5 million other people. Yeah. Or, oh, I'm a yogi. Great. You and 5 million other people. So what sets you apart is your passion and your connection to why you're doing it. And if I feel that from you and I'm talking to you, I'm going to care about your yoga, health, conscious clothing business way more than I'm going to care about so-and-so down the road. Because now I've made a personal connection to you. And I feel your heart, I feel your passion. I feel that it's so much bigger than you. And when something is so much bigger than you, you're actually committed in a much more powerful way. Yeah. Because guess what? Like, I have a big vision to impact the lives of every single human being on this planet so that they realize and unveil their God self. Now, is that going to happen in my lifetime? I don't know. But that vision fucking inspires me. It motivates me. It pushes me. And when I don't feel like it, I remind myself of my vision, and I remind myself to get out of my way. It's not about me. It's about the message. It's about the vision. And it's just way more compelling. Yeah. So I think for any of you, especially before you send out whatever you're sending out for these collaborator reach outs, get clear on the bigger why, the global why. If you can get clear on that, I guarantee you're going to be a lot more inspiring for somebody to opt in and say yes.
I love that as well, because if you're buying into people who have this bigger vision about something that's bigger than themselves, they're like you said, it gives you that reason to get out of bed. They're going to be more inspired to actually jump on board with helping you create that and you helping them create it, because people that are mission driven, when you have that big of an impact goal, you need as much help as you can get as well.
Totally. And then it becomes like if you're sending an email out and you're like, hey, let's say it's a conscious clothing business.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, have a conscious clothing.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So, hey, I've got this amazing brand, and I know that, let's say you're speaking to someone like me. Alexi, I know how much you care about people, and I know how much you care about this planet, and that's what this is all about. I made this brand because I was sick of not having access to clothes that are beautiful, but also sustainable and also helpful for our planet. And it's my mission that every single human being on this planet wears clothes that makes them feel amazing, but also doesn't harm this beautiful planet that we're all here for. If you said that to me, I'm already interested. I'm like, now I want to see this. Yeah. Because you totally spoke to all my values, nature and like giving back and having everybody, like that big vision. That's inspiring. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Like, who wants to be left out of that? Like every other person in the world will be wearing conscious clothes except me.
Yeah.
No, I need to be a part of
I need to be in on that.
Yeah, like I need to get in on that action.
That's amazing, because actually Karishma, who actually has a conscious clothing company, has said, you know, what can I ask them to do for me?
Yeah.
Like, would it be like wearing the product? Like, how would you kind of then navigate? Because, and I sometimes get this, it's like, you know, you don't want to expect too much. Like, what would you then, I guess, what would you consider reasonable, I guess, in terms of?
Yeah. So if it's clothing and it's an influencer,
yeah,
right? What's really cool is if it's someone like me who makes videos, you can reach out and say, I would love to dress you for your next video. Simple, right? If you don't have the inventory to give to that person, you can say, I would love to style you for your next video. When you say that, I'm instantly like, okay, they're taking the clothes back.
Okay, so I'm not.
So this is not yours.
Yeah.
It's just clear. But if it is something where you can give inventory, you can say, hey, I love watching your stuff. I love your videos. I love what you represent for women. And my clothing line is all about that. And I really would love to have my line with someone like you, because you are the embodiment of the woman that I made this for.
Yeah.
And like,
beautiful.
Like, you just big me up. Right? But also then you can say, I would love to send you stuff, or here's a link to my website. Feel free to pick out, you know, 1 or 2 items. Just be really specific with what you're giving, so the person is clear and there's no surprises. Yeah. Because there's nothing worse. Like, we've had people reach out to us and make it seem like they wanted to like gift us something, and then it's like, oh, well, it's going to cost this, and it's like, oh, and then it just totally like ruined our relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, I think, as well. At the end of the day, building relationships is key. So even like starting soft or starting slow, and actually, again, playing the long game, because you don't want to, you know, throw things out too much, and then, you know, you could have started slower and actually built the leverage and built the equity in that relationship slowly. Okay, so I'm going to let you run off in a second. So I just want to answer this one question from Ness. So my collaborators are giving me almost too much work. I want to keep them happy, but also keep my others and gain work myself. What's the best way to communicate it? Like, it's quite possible that playing hard to get actually works in business too. Yes. Okay, so I'm a little confused. Ness, do you want to jump on actually and unmute for a second, and then we're going to answer this question, and then I'm going to send Alexi back to her work. She's graciously, okay.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, amazing. Hey.
Woohoo! Hey ladies. Thank you, love listening.
Amazing. So yeah, do you want to just clarify a little bit about what you meant by that question?
Okay, so I work as a tour guide, and I've started my own business. And basically, long story short, it is like a kind of like a happy medium of trying to, in a new business venture, like I've got so many awesome networks down in Queenstown, and I'm doing well with it, and I'm constantly getting work from them. But I still have that business vision of what I want to do with my business, but I also need to bring in money and work for them as well. So it is a win-win. And, you know, like Em told me at the start, she's like, Ness, you're still doing well. Don't put yourself down. In fact, in the fact of the matter that, you know, you're still subcontracting. It's still working for yourself. But how do I kind of keep those networks, keep those collaborations, and still kind of go into my own thing and kind of palm them off a little bit as I go? Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is an either or conversation, and it's not. It's an and. Like, you get to do both.
Yeah.
You get to just play a little hard to get with the people that you've been working with, and in a nurturing way. Like, hey guys, I love doing work for you. However, I am starting my business and things are getting busier. So as things get busier, we're going to need to adjust a little bit. And I just want to make sure that I'm taking care of you and your people. And I want to make sure you're happy, but I need to make sure it's a win-win for me as well. So let's just keep the line of communication open. So you get to have that conversation sooner rather than later. So you set the expectations now for those people moving forward. So then they're not like blindsided when you just pull all your support away and they're like, oh my gosh, what? And you totally kill that relationship. And then at the same time, you want to be saying, okay, how can I collaborate with people who are directly supporting my business? Where, for example, a great example, Preston and I, last time we came to Auckland, we had somebody who owned like an adventure place in Rotorua invite us to come and gave us a full day for free there. And we documented the whole thing because it was awesome.
Yeah.
And I think he got so much business from that. We sent friends directly to him who came to Auckland. Like, we sent him so much business because we felt so taken care of. So that's another way you can collaborate specifically with your business. But yeah, when it comes to working with people, especially that you have a great relationship with, my motto is always be as upfront as possible. Because the minute there's any confusion and people read between the lines, that's when disappointment sets in, and disappointment and expectation can ruin relationships.
Yeah, hugely. And I think also another thing on that is like almost like a bit of fear around there as well, like fear of ruining a relationship that you have with them, and then also a little bit of fear of like, then I won't be there and I'll be left in my business alone and maybe not able to make the money that I want. And I think a lot of the time, firstly, if you can't have that honest conversation about something exciting you're transitioning into, then that's better that situation is actually removed sooner rather than later, because it's not serving. And we have to create that space in order to step into the actual business that we want, because it's not going to come in when we're in that fear space of like, I can't let go to this because it's supporting me, because you need to kind of have that faith and create the space to actually step into your business as well.
That's such a great point. I think so many of us are holding on to the security and the safety net of whatever our current thing is. And yes, it's very wise to do that to a certain point. And then at some point we have to make room. We have to make room. And making room is scary because it's uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen. But it also, what it does is it like catalyzes something in us to make it happen, because now there's no plan B. Right? And that's such a great point. I feel like every time I've let go of the security and comfort of something, and I've been so afraid, and I was like holding on for dear life, just a little longer. Okay, maybe just one day a week. Okay, maybe just one client one-on-one. Holding on has held me back. And the minute I let go and I declare a new possibility for myself, and I declare that, you know what, this is actually what I'm committed to. I'm not committed to staying safe. I'm committed to playing all out. And that's going to feel a little crazy for a little bit, but it also motivates me to make it happen, because I have no other option. So there is something really powerful about trusting that if that relationship does need to kind of dissipate a little bit, it's perfect. It's perfect. And it might be exactly what you need.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to let Alexi go now. So I will stay on the line with you girls, obviously.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for being committed to conscious business. Like, that makes me really happy.
Amazing.
Yeah, you guys are amazing.
And I'm going to connect you all with how to find Alexi and their work, and you guys can connect up with her, because she's amazing, doing phenomenal things, both her and Preston. So I will share all of that with you girls, so you will get more of this beautiful woman. Thank you.
Bye guys. Take action with your business. 5 people. Don't forget 7 days. Do it.
I'm going to send the results to her as well. Thanks, Ellie. Hey. Okay. Amazing. So, all right. Amazing. Just having a little look at everyone's messages. Okay. So a couple of messages. Thank you. All right, girls. So how amazing is she? Oh, I love her. All right. So does anybody else want to jump on and chat around some collaboration? I want to actually touch base with everyone and make sure, see how you guys are all going with your goals. Like I said, we're halfway through boot camp, so I want to make sure that everyone is feeling like they're moving towards that end of boot camp goal. Obviously this collaboration goal will be a really awesome kickstart, but anyone have any questions? Okay, so Ash, me. All right, so I'm going to jump on and just chat to some of you girls, and I want to find out if you maybe want to put in the chat box how you're feeling with is anyone else experiencing me freezing? Zena says I'm freezing a little bit. And Sion. Oh, that's not good. Might be the Wi-Fi, I think, because Preston's using it all. No, okay. All right, there's a recording, so hopefully It's not great, but it's not cute. Okay. Sorry, team, for the connection's not great. This will be the last time out here. I'm going to be in a new spot next week, so hopefully that will be a little better. Okay, so Ash, you said me. I'm going to unmute you. And if anyone else is also maybe wanting to be unstuck with some of their goals, maybe you are not feeling like you're moving forward in the way that you want. I wanted this week mostly to be about us just getting recommitted to our goals. But obviously with Alexi here, I thought that was an amazing opportunity to share her with you girls. So Ash, I am looking for you. What was your question, babe? I've unmuted you.
My question is, and this is something Marnie and I talked about today. We've got another what's it called? Like another launch to do leading up to International Women's Day. So we've got a list of a bunch of people that we want to reach out to. Mm-hmm. But our problem that we keep coming across is that the people that we wanted to reach out to don't necessarily like check their Instagram messages or whatever, and we're struggling to find email addresses for them. Mm-hmm. And obviously time's ticking on, it's getting closer and closer to International Women's Day.
Yeah.
What do you suggest there? Like, is there any way, like a better way to kind of reach out if you can't get their email address? I mean, or is there a way to get someone's email address?
I mean, if they don't have unless they have a public website, it depends how big you're talking. Obviously, if it's someone that's like legitimately like quite big that doesn't have a public email that's not on the website, it might be like they might have their manager's email. I would reach out to them. I would reach out and think about is there any common denominators in anyone that they might know that might be mutual? Like, obviously, I'm not sure where you're thinking at, but also for all collaborations, like if you can scour for any possible connection, like with these guys, I knew a couple of people that they knew, and that helped. So how any connection, like in your network in any way to some of these people that you might be able to get an email or get a manager's email. So looking at that, and then if not, I mean, if you can't connect, then spread the net wider. Just I guess it's expanding the network, and then just reaching out to more people.
So not kind of pigeonholing it.
No, I mean,
just having like 10 people and not budging from that.
Yeah, I mean,
like we've got like 5 ideal people, just say, but if they don't get back to us, like moving the net bits.
Yeah, and I mean, especially with what you guys are doing, it's a tank top, it's women's empowerment, International Women's Day. Like, you could reach out to so many amazing people. So, and also like sort of what Alexi was saying, it's like what's in the ballpark, what's someone, what is someone else that's in that space. How is that supporting what they're doing? How is it relevant for them to share? How is it relevant, for them? Because you guys could be reaching out to stacks of people. So I would just widen the net. And also I think it's really important when you're thinking about collaboration, like I know you're thinking about that event. Not everything will happen for the time that you want, for the thing that you want. So it's really important to no kind of attempt to connect or to attempt to create is fruitless. Like if it didn't come around necessarily for that specific intention or that specific time, you've still planted a seed, you've still created an engagement, you've still put yourself on someone's radar. So it's really important to not get too attached on a transactional basis. Like, okay, I wanted it for that, it didn't happen, that was a waste, So knowing that you're planting seeds and that might come back to you in 6 months and you're still going to want to collaborate with that person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just widen the net, I would say, babe.
Okay, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Amazing. And I think you gave Alexi a top, yeah?
Yeah.
So the Esquimalt bag, yeah.
Yeah, Marnie got to give me one. That's so cool.
Amazing. That's so great.
Yeah.
Cool. Loose. Happy to throw some names out. Maybe you could put it in the group. Happy to throw some names out. Luce, what do you mean by that? I'm going to unmute you, my love. I'm going to mute you now, Ash, my sweet, and unmute Luce.
Cool, thank you.
Okay. Lucy's bags, where are you? Lucy. Hi, my love. You're on.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I can't wait to hear how the bridge went. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, yeah, it was amazing.
Amazing. I was just meaning, like, Ash, if you... Oh, do you want me to start my video?
You have to. I just thought I would put it on.
Okay. I don't mind. I can do it. I'm just...
Oh, hi.
Here I am.
Oh.
Hi. I just thought that if you were kind of hitting a roadblock and you wanted some more names, that we might,
cool.
We could throw some in.
And
that was all I meant.
Okay, cool. And then
my little question. Oh, yeah. So a couple of, like, one of the main people that was on my list to collaborate with or to reach out to on my project was Bryce Langston. And he is kind of, Bryce? A friend of Jason's. So he has a YouTube channel and he's kind of spearheading the tiny house movement in New Zealand.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so he goes and like interviews people about their tiny house builds, and he's doing one, and he's kind of the guru, in this market of how to get the right suppliers, etc. So Jason introduced us. We had a few kind of Facebook messages with Jason, and then he gave me his email, and I emailed him the kind of a proposal for him and a bit of a like outline, and I just haven't heard back, and I just thought it was a bit weird, and I was, it's that thing of he's maybe busy, how long do you wait to follow up, do I leave it, like that, that thing. It's always like, oh god, you don't want to be super, super keen. I know that he's probably got a lot on his plate, and I'm not in a huge hurry to get his input, but yeah.
Yeah, and this is super common, and I think that it's again, if I think about myself, like I will not frequently, but I try not to, will like miss emails, and then with something I'm like, oh god, I'm really
yeah, and I do the same thing too. That's why I was like, yeah,
kind of like putting yourself in that seat. It's like if you were totally not interested, like you wouldn't actually be like super offended if someone emailed you again. Like it's actually your responsibility to be like, hey, this isn't going to work for me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, or I'm out of the country, whatever. Yeah.
I would definitely, I'm always for like 2, maybe like 3 emails, like
okay.
2, because like someone will easily miss the first one. And it's kind of, if you think about it, it's like, again, like what have you got to lose? You're either going to send them another email or another, like, maybe 3 or something. And then it's going to not reply to any of those. And you're exactly where you were, but at least you tried. Like, and it
totally
depends on, like, I feel like you can kind of feel it out. Like sometimes you might be like, oh, I'm happy to send this person like another email because of the prior, like you've already had a warm engagement with this person. So you've actually connected, he knows who you are, you've spoken. Like, so then it would be like, okay, cool. We've actually already kind of semi-committed to this conversation. So there's kind of a bit of a relationship there,
We do have mutual friends. Like it wasn't like a cold call or like an email, but I was just like, follow up now? Okay, cool. Yeah.
And I think it's also like thinking about what your comfort level is. Like if you're normally the person that like feels, and again, it's like it can be easy to feel like you're being personally rejected, and it's super important to like not go into that space because it's so not ever like the fact that person's like, oh my god, this person has done this, it's just like relevant or not relevant, and so if you're the person that's normally like super shy, feeling rejected and feeling like, naggy, then you probably are the person that needs to send at least one more than your normal comfort level, because your comfort level is saying, oh, I can't send another one, like, because it's that like story. Yeah, I reckon like 2 to 3 times.
Okay, great.
Like the first one, like basically just can like slide off and get lost, and then
totally.
Yeah, so I would send again. Yeah.
Thank you.
And also it's like, again, like you say, you're not in a super big hurry, but it's like you may as well make it happen now,
Yeah, totally. Well, it's kind of, there's 2 things. There's kind of wanting the project to be on his radar because he follows tiny house builds, but also just whether he is keen to kind of collaborate and help me out, because I know I've listened to enough of his podcasts and his content to kind of know his bigger mission, which is to make this movement more accessible for people, which is in line with where I'm at. So
and that's sort of like does he know that, like from your communication, have you like
no, totally. and made that all super clear.
Yeah, and I would just say like, hey, I'm super keen to catch up. You know, do you have time in the next 2 weeks to have, like, you know, like Alexi saying, to have a 20-minute convo on the phone, or like even meet for a wine, or whatever it's going to look like for you. But like, just kind of giving something super answerable, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, cool, I should respond to this email because they've said 2 weeks and they've said this amount of time, and it's just a bit more like call to action-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Yeah. How are you going on your goals? How are things
good? Yeah, good. I've got the architect coming around on Wednesday night for a whole big design session, so that's exciting, and that'll kind of get me really kind of working out we've got some big kind of calls to make on the structure, and then getting an engineer involved and stuff. So it's kind of those big scary decisions to be made, you know, in the next wee while, and also finding the right piece of land. So those are kind of my big, they're both quite big things at the moment, and I like detail, so I'm kind of like, whoa. But that'll be good. Yeah, I definitely feel like things are kind of moving along. I've had a big couple of weeks in my life, so it's kind of been put to the side a bit, although it's always kind of there. But this week, and he's so keen that he keeps me fired up.
Amazing.
So that's good. Yeah.
Great. I'm excited to hear more as well.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
All right, thanks, darling.
Thank you.
Anybody else have a question on collaboration? Maybe somewhere in your with your goals that you're feeling like you've reached somewhere where you're feeling a bit stuck. Shoot me through on the chat. Yay, girls. Collaborating through the chat, I love it. And yeah, again, obviously, like if you guys can collaborate with each other and there's things that you guys can do, like get all up on that. So anyone want to ask me a question over the chat? So maybe have you guys even any thoughts on who you're going to reach out to? Is there anything initially coming up when Alexi said that, when you've thought of these people, is there any kind of thing that's you're hitting up in your head now, like, oh, what am I going to say? Who am I going to reach out to? Like, you having any initial hesitations on that, any fears around that? Do we have a date confirmed for April? Yes. Okay, cool. So I was going to go with April 9th. That was the, I believe that was I think it was the Friday, to check the Facebook group. It's the one that everybody voted on. So that is, and it's long enough away, I think, for people to be able to attend. So that was the one that everyone seemed to. April 9th, ideal, I fly from Queenstown. Yay, yes! It's going to be so fun. So I'm going to lock that in. I'll create the event on the Facebook group, and then you guys, I'll fill in the details, but let's lock that baby in. Okay, question, Karishma, yeah?
Okay. I'm not sure if I can get in.
Hi, yeah, I can hear you.
Can you?
Hello. Karishma.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds a bit, you coming in and out. All right, so I am progressing with my goals, with my very long list of them. With regards to the store, we put up a video, and with regards, it's funny because this topic on collaborations and influences is sort of what it's one of my goals in the social marketing strategy. So I have a question to kind of put out to the girls and to you. It's kind of more like feedback because I'm a little bit stuck about it. So one of the, as you guys know, I run a conscious clothing company. We've just nailed the tagline. We're not sure, we're thinking we would call it designer wears that doesn't cost the earth right now. So Karishma designer wears that doesn't cost the earth or don't cost the earth. We're kind of trying to see how that works in writing. But so one of the things I did in the think tank with with Facebook marketing strategies was, you know, the Facebook Live function. Because one of the concepts I talk about is creating a daily artwork with your body, and the body being the canvas and the artwork being you, the creation that you create with your clothing. So this is one of the big philosophies of Karishma design, and it's a package remarketing called Miraculously Me. Now, the guys were like, well, why don't you do a daily live video of what you miraculously created today? So the question is, do I do it every day, which can be very much, or do you do it, you know, once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week? If you were one of those people that were part of this, let's create a cool outfit every day, let's make a nice artwork, what would be a good... would you like to see it every day or once a week? What do you think? Because ideally every day would be great, but I can't see that I could stick with it. You know, like it's just too much.
Yeah. I mean, I totally understand what you're saying. I would try it on. I mean, there's a lot to be said for consistency. That's one of the big messages that
Yes, I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah, so Lucy said I would go a photo over a video personally. Yeah, so I would say I would, you know, there's obviously a huge favor of live streams in the Facebook algorithm at the moment. So they're being favored. So in terms of getting more eyes on what you're doing, that would be what's going to be more impactful there. In terms of what the actual live will be about, I think that they may become a little bit... it depends on how much you can vary your message on each one. Like maybe it's a couple that you do each week with a photo every day and sharing about that. But maybe the live streams 3 to 4 times a day, Karina would go, wow, she's really pumping it up. I think she means week.
I think she means week. Yeah, I think she means week.
So I would go photos, and also that's going to be great for Instagram. And then maybe the live streams. Think about what else can you speak to. So maybe the live streams are more about education around what your message is about.
So the whole strategy, I guess I should have shared the whole strategy, sorry. So the strategy was in 2 to 3 parts. One was just what did I create today, either a photo or a video. You're right. I think maybe photo was a good idea. The thing with as you said about the algorithm right now, the live. So when you put something on live, any number of likes that you have, so if you have like 1,000 likes or 5,000 likes, what happens is it sits on the top feed of each of those likes.
Yeah, right.
So it's gaining a lot of traction. That's why we thought live. But I agree with you, it's too much as opposed to video, as opposed to the photo. The second thing we're doing is I'm doing mini videos that would be sort of on the couch. I just don't know how to. I'm trying right now to think of a name, you know, to call it like for this sort of session. And this session would actually be styling other people, but and you know, kind of dressing up other people, and that's going to be like an on the couch video. And we thought we'd do that maybe you know, 5 or 6 times a year just to start with. So we do 1 a quarter to start with. And the third part is the monthly blog, and the monthly blog is where we give that information that I'm talking to, that you suggesting, this sort of you know, how to actually do these tricks that we're suggesting. Mm-hmm. And that could be sort of in video form, or it's easy enough to do that video, but it's not a live video. It's kind of a mini video, like a vlog, basically.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's the whole strategy. That's the whole strategy for this year that we've come up with. That's achievable and doable and cost effective, and helps us to pump on Facebook and Instagram, which is my 2 biggest mediums right now.
Okay, cool. And so specifically, I guess, just in terms of the question, are you wanting to know whether that sounds like a good strategy, or whether you want to refine that?
Well, I'm happy with the strategy, but but nailing the numbers is what I'm very unsure about, and I would love for other women other than me to tell me what they would like.
The thing with this, especially on social media, is that a lot of times a big bunch of your community won't see everything. So even if you're posting 5 times a week, you'll have someone seeing it twice or once, unless they're like literally checking your page. So I think it's important to know that like you putting your stuff out there as much as possible means more people are going to see it, obviously. So just because you're putting it out there 5 times doesn't mean it's being seen 5 times. So therefore, if you're putting it out once, people are not even seeing it at all. Some people will see it, but a lot of people won't. So definitely making sure that you're putting things out there enough, and saying that you want to manage your energy and actually make sure that you're doing the things that are going to be worth you spending your time on, and also creating a structure where you can be consistent. So if you're going to stick to something, maybe if you're going from 0 to I'm going to do 5 live streams a week, are you going to be consistent with that? And then also repurposing your content. So that was another thing that they shared last week. So anything that you've done, any videos, any live streams, sharing it again, sharing it in other places, reusing what you've shared, rather than constantly having to create fresh stuff all the time. So I would just choose something that you feel like you can be consistent on, and then maybe, having a process where you go through and share some of the stuff you've already shared, because lots of people won't have seen it.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the big deal, right? Repurposing the content.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, my gut, and that's kind of how I follow my business, is intuitively. That's my biggest strategy is intuition. My intuition says 4 times a week.
Or for live streams.
Yeah, for the live video, just or whether it's a video or photograph, but 4 times a week, because that way I can show. Because the thing is that I go into the university 4 times a week, so I look quite different than I look, on the weekends, and I kind of don't want to give one sort of look. So I thought 4 times a week of 4 different lifestyles that I have in the week.
And look, something on that, like you can choose your number. The thing is it's like the higher the number, the higher the higher the result. Like that is really
yes.
What you
and that is the thing on Facebook, right? I mean, you're right. Not everyone sees it all the time. You have to be consistent, and you have to just kind of be in for the long haul.
Yeah, because essentially, social media and posting and things like this is activity. These are business building activities. So the more frequently we are doing business building activities, the bigger our result is ultimately going to be. But it's also about being consistent with ourselves to build those habits in with ourselves as well. So choosing the number that works for you, and then maybe you'll, jump it up when you feel to do that as well.
Yeah. I actually thank you so much, guys. I love some of the feedback that I'm just looking at the messages, like mix it up, not always morning. Yeah, a little bit of evening and a little bit of story. Thank you, Lucy. That's exactly what I was thinking, because this is why I came up with 4 and not only morning. Thank you so much.
So, and you got some good feedback there from Alexi in terms of how to reach out to conscious brand ambassadors. So that was handy.
Yeah, that was fabulous. Thanks, guys. So this has been my biggest hurdle, because I am super busy like all of you, and I sometimes tend to wane because I have too much to do. So.
So it's focusing on the stuff that's going to, the stuff that's going to really move you forward towards the goals that fill ourselves with lots of stuff that's not aligned. But no,
thank you so much.
Amazing, of course. Lots of love. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks, guys. I actually love the feedback.
Yeah, thanks for giving feedback, team. This is awesome, because you guys are all the clients, so it's really good to get that feedback. Okay, cool.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. Thanks, Krishna. Okay, cool.
Thanks.
Karina, I believe, had a question, so I'm going to unmute Karina. You are on, honey.
Hi. Just as I was about to start speaking, my little boy's crying. So can I come back in 2 minutes exactly? Or someone else go and I'll come back.
I'll go to Sion. Yeah. If you want to write your question in when you come back, that would be awesome as well. And then I can have a think about it.
Sure.
Okay, Sion. Hi.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah. How are you feeling today?
Good. Amazing. Oh my gosh. That weekend was so good.
So great.
Let's move this back a bit. I was wondering with collaboration, if like a service type thing.
Yeah.
Are there other ways to collaborate other than workshops? Like, how would you collaborate if you have a service?
Mm-hmm. Do you have
or would you mainly just focus on?
Would you have anything in mind, like, well, so do you have anything that, like, right now that you're thinking that you want to do, or people that you want to collaborate with, or people even that are doing cool things that you like? Like, do you have anything initially that you're like, oh, I'd love to be involved somehow in that, or?
I haven't really given it much thought, to be honest, the collaboration part yet.
Yeah. Cool. So, like, if you think about what your ultimate goal is, like, if you think about because you want to be clear on what your goal is in terms of your business, so whether or not that collaboration is actually going to,
work for it or not.
Yeah, where it's going to be relevant to help you actually get to your goal. So the first thing I think would be like getting really clear on, what's the goal that you're working towards. Is it building your brand? Is it building your network? Is it building confidence? Like what is that goal for you?
Okay.
Yeah, so like what is your goal is right now?
Yeah, okay. I think I need to do the goals before this one.
Yeah.
Because I don't I think this is like I don't think I'm ready for this question.
Okay, no, that's totally cool. And I mean, it could even be that like right now it's like on your Instagram, maybe you want to collaborate with some really beautiful brands that you really believe in and doing competition, or like giving some stuff away, or like starting to build that slowly. Maybe that's what it looks like right now. Maybe something more like that.
Yeah.
But if you're not sort of as clear, maybe you want to actually collaborate in a sense of, because collaboration is like the word, but it's like also it could be building your network, building relationships. It's all the similar kind of mentality and the similar kind of approach. So maybe you want to reach out to some people that you want to get advice from. Maybe you want to reach out to people that you want to connect with for some other, to get clear. So this kind of still applies. Like, who is going to be valuable for you? What are you really about? What are you trying to achieve? Or like, what have they done that you really admire? So it still kind of relates, and even as how to reach out, like keeping it simple. What have they done? Like, why would they want to give time to you? So it's still, it might not be, hey, I want a brand ambassador, or I want to connect with this influencer. Maybe there's someone who's built a great business you want to have a chat with, or maybe you want to feature them on your blog, or, it's, maybe it could just be something like that.
Thinking more broadly about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's kind of, collaboration is really a bigger conversation of how to effectively build relationships and to be, work in alignment with other people or other products. It doesn't necessarily have to be transactional in that sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Does that make sense? Is there anything else that I can clear up for you, or?
No, I think I just need to relook at my goals.
Yeah.
So I've forgotten what they are, like for the boot camp thing and everything. So
yeah. And this is
I just need to revisit.
It's a really good, I love that you said that, because it's like if someone asked you what your goals are, you should, like, this is kind of the whole point of like trying, we should be able to say them right there. Like, that's what they are, because we've looked at them so many times and we're so connected to them. Like, we should never be forgetting our goals, because how do we take action if we have no idea, like, where when we last looked at them, what they are, So that would be a really good start. Again, go and have another look, see if it feels relevant, and then see, because we're never, especially in 6 weeks, if you're never going to get, if it's not front of mind. Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. I know you've been busy. So we've had things.
No excuses.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, have a look at the goals, and then maybe in the Facebook group, maybe put some ideas on thoughts you've had on who you want to connect with, or maybe collaborations that feel relevant.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. No worries. I'm going to see Karina now, I think. Collaborations. Okay, Zena, yes, absolutely. The 9th is going to be great. having a workshop in 10 days slowed down. Someone didn't have workshops, so we lost the momentum. I now have 17 people interested in loads of positive feedback initially, and now I just need to nudge everyone a little. So I'd love to receive feedback. Would a quick live with Karishma work to get people excited again? Yes. Okay, cool. Karina, I'll unmute you if you like. And then we're going to jump off soon. So if anyone has any more questions, shoot them through. So Karina, you are on.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Cool. Yeah. So Zena said she totally thinks it would. Absolutely. Definitely jump on a live.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just think Karishma is such a passionate person when you meet her that the words, if you just write about it online, you just don't really see the true person behind it. And so, yeah, just how would you ladies be excited to come to the workshop? I guess videos at this point, because I can't write anymore. You just need to meet the person.
Yeah, and I mean, look, Facebook Lives are definitely very popular. That's what, that builds an audience for you. And it is, again, people are coming to the workshop. You guys are the product on that day. Like, you guys they are coming and they're going to experience you. So giving them that taster through that live stream is really going to be helpful. Definitely. No matter what the business is, I mean, being able to communicate and jump on and do that video is just, it's being favored. Yeah, it's being favored by Facebook, and especially when that really is who the business is. They're coming on the day, and they're going to be spending time with you. So yeah, definitely jumping on the live. Yeah, and continuing to do that as well. The events are great because it keeps you kind of into that deadline action. But
yeah,
like that, it's going to be great.
I mean, before summer, or let's say before Christmas, I had them really regularly, so the momentum was going, and it was almost like once it was done, people were just already asking, okay, when's the next one, and who's it going to be, and so on. But then Christmas came, summer came, and obviously everybody was traveling, so it didn't even make sense to do anything. But now to just start up the momentum again.
People, that social media numbers spike over the Christmas break, and so there's always a time to be. Yeah, you can always be doing them.
Yeah, so it's just picking up the momentum and starting where I left.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, cool. So Karishma and Karina, when are we going to be expecting your live stream? Post it in the
Thursday.
That was very exciting. I love it. Okay, cool. So why don't you let us know when it's going to be around about, and then if we're around, then we can put it loosely in our schedule, and if we're around, we can jump on to give you some energetic support.
Oh, great. That'd be cool.
Yeah. And even consider if you've got an event, you could almost create an event if you wanted, like a live stream, like I did the other day in Conscious Boss Clique. I created an event to say at 3:00 to do a live stream. So you could create that in the page or in the event page, just to let people know that you're going to be jumping on.
You guys will fall in love with Karishma when she starts speaking about clothing.
Very passionate. Absolutely.
Funny. Thanks.
That laugh is amazing. So share that in the group. I am going to go to the girls post anything to bootcamp page. I will support. Amazing. Yeah. So this group is here to support all of your girls' endeavors with any of this stuff. So post in the page any way we can all support. We all will. So share that, because just having those little numbers on that little live stream really helps. So share that in the group. And so you guys had that challenge. So reaching out to 5 collaborators or brand ambassadors within the next week. So when you've done them, what I want you to do actually is post them in the group, and I'm going to have a prize for the first person who has reached out. And obviously you need to let me know who and if there was a result. But I will give a prize to the first person who completes this. So pop those in the Facebook group. Let us know how you're going, and recheck in with your goals. If there's any way you feel like you're not going to make it, or you feel like you need to be unstuck. And Lucy, I saw that you're looking at your goals as well. And this is cool. Like, if we just have that one bigger goal, or we have the clearer we can make it, the more front of mind it always is, rather than, oh, I've got this goal and this goal. If it's super clear, then we can kind of break it down at different times, but we still know that primary goal is kind of like moving us forward. Okay, cool, my darlings. Isla, how did the survey go? Yeah, and we've got Isla's business launch coming up, so that's super exciting. So many amazing things to celebrate. And I'm going to post the event for the night in the Facebook group, so we can all meet and hang out. Any questions, jump in the Facebook group. I will also connect you with Alexi, so you guys know where you can connect with her and get more of her amazing vibes. And lots of love, and we'll see you all in the Facebook group. And our next call next week. And this call will be live for you guys to watch in the next day or so. Lots of love, girls. If you want to unmute, you can say goodbye.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Emily.
Of course.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks, Em.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Cheers. Bye. It was awesome seeing you again, Emily.
Hey, oh, thank you. I'm a little sweaty.
Well, you still look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.